Hey guys, it's Anson back with another video. So today we're gonna take a look at the OnePlus 3. It's the original 3 that came out in mid 2016, and I'm gonna tell you what I love about it and what I hate about it. And there's a couple of things that might be a break it deal for you about this phone, but majority of the people that I think that is gonna buy this phone or OnePlus device in general are gonna love it, because at this price, at this point in the moment, this phone only costs about 200-ish to 250 in the used market, and to have this spec and in a 2016 phone is not that bad. And consider that even now flagship devices doesn't run that much faster than a couple years ago. It might run at like maybe a millisecond to a second more, but it's not so much of a difference that you would need to go out and buy a new phone. But there is something that this phone that offers that some phone don't offer, but at the same time some other flagship has that this doesn't have. So let's get into it. So let me just start by saying the things I love about this phone. So the thing I love about this phone is the build quality is really solid. It honestly feels good. It's a OnePlus, so they have been known for their quality as well. Second, you do get flagship specs from previous years, obviously not the nowadays, but it's still running on a pretty damn recent spec sheet. So it's running on a Snapdragon 820, which is pretty good still, and also has 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal memory. That's pretty impressive. And as you can see here, it's all dual SIM. All OnePlus comes with dual SIM, and that's a big bonus for anyone's using for traveling or just have 2 SIM cards. That's pretty amazing. And also the fingerprint scanner is the front, so it's pretty good. It's fast, accurate, and also new Android OS. So you do get not the latest really fast, but pretty recent. So it's running on 8.0, so that's pretty good. And also this does come with NFC, so that's pretty good. And a lot of mid-tier phone does not have NFC still. You still have to go up to $300 to $400 for those mid-tier phone. So I mean, this phone is cheaper than that, but it might be faster or even better than that. And also it's a USB-C, so that's good. That a lot of budget phone doesn't have that either. And headphone jack, I got to mention it these days. Some of them doesn't include it. And the screen, I know 1080p sounds like a downgrade for some, because some of the mid-tier even come with better than this, but you have to realize this does come with Super AMOLED, and I think it looks amazing. I couldn't even tell the difference honestly from switching over from just using over from S8 Plus or the 5T. It honestly wasn't that much different. And one of the benefits of getting a OnePlus is it's running on pretty much stock Android. As many of you guys know, OnePlus run on a custom OS called Oxygen OS, and you do get really quick update. And also you have to realize that they do add a lot of the special like gestures, the alarm slider, and all these features that like on screen you can double tap, you can unlock the device, you can do all that. They added on top of stock Android more customization that people usually want or people needed to root a couple years ago, and I think that's a really good job that's a OnePlus for OnePlus. So yes, you can see I'm using a black theme as well. That's also included in their theme store, so I think that's awesome. And also come with icon pack you can change, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, okay, now I told you all about I love about it. So what are the drawbacks of this 250 2 years ago flagship device? First of all, many of you guys know, or maybe not know, that the Snapdragon 820 was notorious for overheating or heating issues, and this still has that kind of feel. Because when I'm playing game, which is sometime watching YouTube or doing a little bit heavy tasking, it does run a little bit hotter than my usual phone. Like that's not a Snapdragon 820, it's maybe 821. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And this is also aluminum, so it does spread the heat more, which might feel a little bit more warm than a normal glass back. Yep, and also the battery life isn't the best for the 3. I read online that the 3T is better. It has a bigger battery and just better processor, more fuel efficiency and optimization. So even with the latest 8.0 on this device, I know it's not the latest Android because Android P is out, Android Pie, which I do have that installed on my Pixel XL. I'll do a review on that later on to compare with. I really like that how most of the software that you get on this device, you get on exactly on the 5T or even the 6. All the gestures, all the features, it comes exactly in the 3, which I really like that, because I know Samsung and LG does stuff like when they do an update on like an 8.0 on every single Android, they tend to leave out features that only give to the top model, and they leave out feature on the older version even though it's just a software update. So I don't really like that, so I have to give another OnePlus to the OnePlus. Sorry, my camera's getting a little bit weird. So yeah, let's get on to the bad stuff of this phone. And the bad thing about, to me, that bad thing about this phone is that it's a bit older, and you might not get you might get one more update to Android P maybe, but not much further than that. And also, one thing I also don't like is that it doesn't have wireless charging. I know some of you might not like that, but I actually use that. Sorry. So I actually like using that, and I think for anyone that really want to use this as a device, I think it's a really good device. You can see the 6 gigs of RAM really help this phone flies. See, it does have a bit of stutter sometimes, maybe because the animation is really fast, but majority of the time it's actually really quick. Like, it's really fast, and I would say it's right there with the Pixel. Honestly, the Pixel, the first generation, and I love it actually. So for anyone is looking for a cheap budget device at this moment and don't want to shell out a lot but still want a relatively new software, near stock Android, good build, I would recommend this over maybe like a Huawei mid-tier phone, you know, 7X, or those sub $200-300 brand new budget phone. They do tend to miss like Type-C or NFC. So I mean, I would rather get 2-year-old flagship, which has pretty much all the bells and whistles, or even a Samsung, but Samsung's not stock. Like, this is the stock Android, so I would prefer this over those. So yeah, hit me up in the description down below if you guys like the video. If you guys love the video, please give me a sub, and you have any other questions, please leave a comment down below. It's Ensign signing out. Peace.